Welcome to this issue of PhotoVision. This month we'll introduce the first in a series of posing and lighting basics from the master himself, Monty Zucker. We'll travel to London, Ohio, where we'll join Janine and Brian Killian in two of their illustrative children's sessions, Bedtime and Butterflies. Next we'll talk with Ann Monteith as she discusses ways to capitalize on the first official Children's Photography Month coming up in May. But first, let's travel to Peter's Main Street Photography to visit with Janine and Brian.
I don't think I could do children photography without the pre-consultation. It helps the parent be better prepared. The child is used to the studio. It's not their first time in the studio when they come for their session. So they're used to the studio. Most likely I'm the one doing the pre-consultation, so I try to get used to the child at the same time. On the day of their session, they come in, take them to a dressing room. At that time, I'll talk to the parents and kind of see if they have changed their ideas and if they are being consistent with what we had talked about prior to their session. When I am in the dressing room talking to the parent, I am always down on the child's level, just so they don't see this big person looking up at me and being scared of me. I always ask the parent what they like to do, what they like to play. Do they like to sing anything? Is there any favorite books? Do they have a dog or a pet? Something that I can relate to the child with. And I'm getting down on their level and playing and having fun with them. When I bring them into the camera room, if it's in our low-key area or even our high-key area, I always have the lights turned all the way up so the kids aren't walking into a dark room, kind of getting scared. And what's kind of unique, or that I couldn't do without, is that we always photograph in groups of two. So I like to play. So I'm always with the child, playing, posing, getting them to do what I want them to do. And then Brian is back at the camera, focusing, composing for the photograph. And I can usually get the expression of the child. There may be a chance where I'm not getting it. The child is not clicking with me. So at that time, Brian and I switch. He plays, I compose. One of the sets that I like to do is prayer time. And these are so simple and the parents love them. I try to prompt the parents or give them a tip and ask them if they choose to do prayer time, if the child is used to kneeling beside the bed with their hands in the praying position, if that's the way they're used to doing their prayers. If it's not, then I always try to tell the parents, work with your child every night and teach them how to kneel down at the side of the bed and pray, just so when they get here, it might be, they'll know what to do. They know that this is the way they do it. And usually I get the kids and they tell me their whole prayers, and while they're talking about their prayers and God bless this one and God bless that, I'm just snapping away because this is real to them. They've been prompted, they've been taught how to do this. In our prayer time set, I used a little white toddler bed, and I got a little white comforter and a pillow sham from Walmart. And I always have them bring in maybe their favorite stuffed animals, or if they have a favorite blanket that they always go to bed with.
We're going to use 400 speed film, so I have that turned into the meter. And I'm just going to point the dome back toward the camera. It's going to take into consideration the fill light coming off of the white walls and the window light. That's going to be almost f8. Try to get the fastest shutter speed we can. We're going to shoot at a 60th of a second at f4.5. Camera movement's a big deal, or not camera movement, but we're going to be working with a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old today. And she could be moving around during the exposure. This is probably one of our most valuable studios. People come into this room and what you see is what you get. People are used to seeing photographs taken in here. This was originally Janine's home, but as soon as we acquired the rest of the house and turned it into a studio, we took up the carpet and put down a Pergo laminate flooring, which is very easy to clean. The wood light-colored floors photograph very well. The patio doors are large enough to let in quite a bit of light. We have the mullions, which are the grids, in one set of windows to do a more traditional look, and then we've taken them out for a little more contemporary look in the front windows. We have at the other end of the studio, we have another set built right now, but we can use that as a all-white window light studio as well, and it has a low ledge for children's photography. We're fortunate to have a kind of a special part of this Northlight window studio is when they did a renovation on the church downtown. Karen brought this window. I think she got it at the garage sale or something, and put that in the studio. So we're going to do some special photographs this afternoon, prayer time, where we have the bed and a little girl kneeling beside the bed probably with that window in the background.
We need a little cushion for you.
Get a cushion under her knees?
Do we have a cushion? Do you want a cushion? We get one for you.
So working with the available light, we can concentrate more on the kids, the seniors, photography, whomever we're photographing, and not really worrying about the lighting position. With this amount of light and this many windows, you can practically shoot any direction and you're going to get nice lighting on the person.
Can you look right there? You're
That would be
blinking.
nice with her eyes shut. Anyway, look like she's praying.
Look at that again. Yeah. Can you lay this down? Can you put your hands like this? Yeah. Just like, can you shut your eyes? Yeah. Very good. Can you say your prayers?
Thank you.
Darby, can you look? That's really bright. You got those little blue eyes, don't you? Now what are you going to do? You hold it again? No, you're going to have your... Just going to... Okay, so get them all set. Got them? Right there. Very good.
Darby. Psst. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did I trick you?
What did he do to you? He
I
tricked
didn't
you.
trick you. Okay. Good deal. Let's change the bed,
Okay.
Janine. Why don't you turn the bed?
All right.
Turn it a little bit more.
You cutting this out? Because of the influence of our senior photography, with giving all of our seniors a lot of variety, we carry it right into our children's photography, where we have one pose, we get a good expression, and then we change it. We offer a 20-pose session for our Kids Club contest, and depending on the age of the child, they can have up to 4 different clothing changes. I always say from newborn to 3 years old, I limit them to 2 clothing changes. They have to be totally different outfits, just because I can make the set totally different. If we're working in the Northlight room, I know that the child's getting burnt out, kind of bored with the set. They change their clothes. Maybe I'll go into the low-key camera room. Let's have a totally different set When they bring them in for the first time, it's all new and they can play all new again. So I really want to get them interacting with the props and not get bored with it. Usually from 0 to 3 years, I only have 15 to 20 minutes in a certain set. When they get older, 4 years and up, they can have up to 4 different clothing changes. And they usually love it. They love to keep on changing their clothes. So by having 4 clothing changes, I try to do 5 different poses or consistent poses to get expression. Put your hand. Can you lay like on your hand? You're like a noodle. You're like a noodle. There you go. Here, I'm going to take all your hair.
That is great.
Pretty girl. Pretty girl.
Right there. Thank you. Stability of the camera is very important. We prefer to use a camera stand instead of a tripod just because of the convenience of up and down lowering it from 8 inches off the floor up to about 9 feet.
Oh, she's got to get all our animals up here.
Oh, all of our animals, okay.
Here, let's put them right here.
Have 2 frames left.
Okay. Here, can you hold that? Okay.
We're done.
Oh, we got another one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, you hold your cross. Psst, Darby.
Tricked ya.
Good job. He tricked you
Got it.
again. Okay, well done. For the Butterfly Dreams set, I provide like a green leotard, purple leotard, and I went to a dance store and got a little skirt. The way I designed my set was I got from the very bottom floor is, you can see over here, this is the cobblestone floor from Scenic Designs. It's real soft, so it won't hurt the kids' feet or if their knees when you lay them down on it. The background is a David Mayhew background. It's the green, more it looked like more like a forest. And these stumps are real stumps. I've got in here some moss that's really great. It's called reindeer moss, and you can get this at any craft store. And you can see I kind of tucked it in the bark to make it look more realistic. These are some like lily, artificial lily plants, the ferns. Actually, way in the background, there's some dried pampas grass that we just had outside in the winter, died. We just cut it off and put it back there. Everything else are branches with dead leaves on them, pulled them out of the burn pile. So the little wings here, as I said before, they were from, I was walking down in the mall and I got them at a department store. But you want to create a lot of depth in the photograph, and starting either from foreground, the stump up here, all the way to the background, everything just kind of blends together, and the kids feel very magical and dreamy when they put the butterfly wings on, and they're like in their own little dreamland.
Parents anymore are used to seeing photographs with not very much vignetting on them. They're used to seeing glamour magazines where everything is really bright from edge to edge. So when we shoot most of our photographs, with the exception of our traditional portraiture, our more contemporary images and window light studio, that sort of thing, we're keeping vignetters off the camera. We are using some soft focus filters. We prefer the Hasselblad Soft Tar 2 when we're shooting soft images. Otherwise, we're shooting them tack sharp. We have the 2 1/4 Hasselblad. We have a 120 lens on the camera. Our studios aren't that long when we're working, especially in this one, where we have to back up, otherwise we're going to be into a wooded scene. But we're using a 120 lens, which is still a short telephoto, but a 150 would put us a little too far back. We're shooting most of the time in here with 400 speed film. We're using the Kodak, the new 400 VC film. On cloudy days, we'll slip a roll of PMZ, which is the 1,000 speed film. So what I'm doing is Jadine's working with her and trying to get her expressions and that sort of thing. And if I just make a little noise right back at the camera, she looks right, her eyes make contact with the lens, and that's all it takes is just a little psst, or some little noise, not a big loud scream or anything. Oh, that looks great. I like that with her leaning on her knee. Can you put your hand up on her knee? Can you put your elbow on enlargement photograph, 16 by 20, 20 by 24, 24 by 30. Camera movement is very evident if you don't lock the mirror up on the lens. We call it a pre-release, and we use a cable release. We make sure that the eyes are in sharp focus, and therefore we don't want any camera movement making that photograph blurry.
Hi. Where's your smile?
Can you put your chin up there?
Can you put your chin?
There you go.
Darby.
Good.
Here.
I do it like this first.
You want to do it like that first? Okay.
So that she can look back toward the camera.
Here.
Oh, that looks nice.
Look at Brian. Right there. Look at Brian. Can you smile at Brian?
All right.
Good job. Can you sit right back on that little log?
Yep.
Yep.
You can go outside and shoot in through the window.
Can you cross your feet right down there? Okay, can you get that?
This is how we wear out our knees.
Okay. Go tickle the plant.
She's turned a little square to the
Square.
camera. Just turn her a bit to the right.
Goodness. Can you turn? Ugh.
I mean, I hate to be picky, but since we're doing so well.
Can't. Is the plant tickle? Tickle it. Good. Tickle the plant. Tickle it. Good. Do it again.
Cross
Here.
your feet or knees or
Can you
something.
cross your feet?
I don't know what you had done before.
Can you cross them?
That looked good.
Can you cross them? Right there. There you go. Darby, is there a horse outside? Look again.
It's hard to see her wings on that shot. There we go. Thank you. I
you.
love that.
Saw
That's
your
what's so
wings.
great about children's photography is the
Here, let's come down here. Can we go on your knees down there?
it just
Turn
happens.
this way. Go right down your knees. Get the moss. It's soft. It's soft.
Let's do it like this.
Here, go all the way down your knees. Okay, Darby, look right back in. There you go. Darby, look back that way.
Good.
Okay, now what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Keep turning. And just let her hair just kind of fall off like that, and then you can place the wings where you need them.
Here, let me see this here.
You can probably hold the tip. Hold it right where you're holding it, Jenny, because I'm not going to get that in the shot. If that's what it takes. Just get out of the way. Good deal. Yep. I'm out.
And you're a member of the PPOA Charities Advisory Committee. Now, this is something new for PPOA. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
The PPA Board of Directors founded PPA Charities last year, and we had a number of very specific things in mind. The most important is that it's really the right thing to do, to give back to the community. We all are very much a part of our community as photographers, but sometimes we're so busy with our business that we really don't think about the people around us that are less fortunate, and that's what we hope PPA Charities will do. We'll put the spotlight on people who need help in many different areas of their lives and let photographers see what we can do to make their lives a little bit better.
I know that there has been, is it May, has been designated as Children's Month. I'm not sure the exact name,
It's National Children's Portrait Photography Month. It is the month of May, and 1999 will be our first annual event. And this is actually the first fundraising project on a large scale that we will be doing through PPA Charities. And I know you, Ed, are very experienced in doing cause-related marketing, and you know what the terrific benefits there are from this. It gives you such wonderful exposure in the community. And the fact is, people simply like to do business with people who care. And so this is an opportunity for studio owners throughout the country to have a fundraiser in their studio that will help to bring a lot of business in and at the same time will benefit PPA Charities. We would like to see, and we have kind of set up an informal goal of $50,000 being contributed by portrait studio owners. Now that sounds like a lot of money, but when you stop and you think about it, let's take my studio for example. The fundraiser that we're going to do is nothing more than donating a $25 session fee. And if we did only 20 sessions from that, that would be a $500 contribution to PPA Charities. So it would only take 100 studios doing what we're doing to make that $50,000 possible. This year, the beneficiary for a portion of that funding will be the Elizabeth Glazier Pediatric AIDS Foundation. This is an organization that is doing a world of good for babies that come into the world afflicted with AIDS.
I know that beyond the obvious incentive of just doing what's right and something that feels good, there's also some other incentives that have been built into this specific promotion, both for the photographer and I think there's a match funding situation that's happening. Tell me about that.
Yes, Don Burrell of Burrell Color Labs has very graciously donated $40,000 as a challenge grant at such time that PPA can raise $80,000 through PPA Charities, not just this particular fundraiser, but through PPA Charities, and we already have over $25,000 of that raised as individual gifts to date. But when we reach that $80,000, Don Burrell is going to donate $40,000 in honor of the 40th anniversary of his business. So we're really, really excited about this kind of challenge grant, and we're really hopeful that others in the industry may want to do something similar for us.
Isn't there also an award for top performing or top contribution from a studio?
I think what you're referring to is the Hasselblad camera. Yes, everyone who takes part in the fundraiser and who is successful in raising $500 or more will be eligible for a drawing for a Hasselblad camera. I've heard some photographers saying even if they didn't raise the money through the charity, they'd like to just put the $500 in the hat so that they end up eligible for the camera drawing.
How would you suggest a photographer set up to maximize this promotion? What are some of the steps that you'd suggest they take?
Well, we realize that not everyone has done this type of fundraiser, and perhaps they don't even realize what a terrific potential it is for a developing business, because experience shows that parents particularly are a lot more eager to spend money on photography when they know that part of it is going for a good cause. So the first step, whether you're experienced with cause-related marketing or this is your first opportunity to do something like this, is to write for the marketing kit. It's $19 and it has been produced through the cooperation of Marathon Press. And there are some wonderful marketing materials that are available. A great postcard that you can use to direct mail to your clients or to a new list. This would be a good opportunity for you to meet new people in your studio. Also, there is a very attractive point of purchase sign that you can put in mall locations or any place that you have your images on display, or actually you could actually put one of these things at the local fire hall, just to call attention to the fact that you have this wonderful portrait opportunity. Part of the marketing kit also is a suggested schedule to help you, because we know that for a lot of studio owners, planning a promotion can be a lot of work. So we've tried to take as much of that work off your shoulders as we can. We've even included tips of how to run the promotion, a budget that would show you typically what you might expect to earn through a promotion such as this, and lots of other insights into the promotion that I think will make it go very smoothly for you.
And is there a specific theme around the May event?
Yes, there is. You'll see from all of the marketing materials that we're using this attention getter. Help us make a masterpiece of your child and the world a better place for all children. And what we hope to accomplish with this is to make people understand that it is for a good cause, but at the same time we're asking parents to help us make a masterpiece of their child. And smart marketers will use that slogan as a way to say, this is a perfect time for you to come to the studio and help us plan something really special. There are many advantages to doing this, because if you can help parents unlock their own creativity and start thinking in terms of things that their children enjoy doing, they're always willing to bring in the kinds of props that you would not necessarily have in your studio. And sometimes these are the props that really make pictures look special. So we're going to be tapping into the creative resources of the parents as we do this, as we create this masterpiece.
For the PhotoVision viewers out there that might want to get involved in this promotion, where would you suggest they get started?
Well, if they're not PPA members, the first place to start is to join the association. In addition to this promotion, there are so many exciting things that are happening today in PPA. Wonderful opportunities for education, credentialing, the kinds of things that really make you a true professional in the eyes of the consumer. The next thing I would do is call Marathon Press to receive their marketing kit. $19, and you just call Marathon's toll-free number and ask for it, and that will give you a lot of background on how you can make the most out of this promotion. One other thing that you can do is look at your February issue of Professional Photographer Storyteller magazine, because there is information about the May event in this particular issue, in which 4 studio owners talk about how they're going to use it in their own business. Then that will help them get some ideas to kick it off. And then go out there and use your own promotional creativity and make the most for this. And join the ranks of photographers who really are making a difference.
Sounds like a win-win.
Barb, I'm going to make a lady out of you if it kills us both. But posture is everything. So let's just show everybody 2 different ways we pose everybody, full length.
Okay.
First of all, we'll turn your body away from the light at about a 45-degree angle, and let's turn your right foot towards the camera. To bend this knee, how about if you just lift that heel and roll your leg over so your knee crosses over in front of the other one. That's perfect. That lowered this shoulder. And now we'll just lift you up to your full height, turn your body about a 45. You're going to look just above the camera lens for a close-up, and for a 3/4 length or a full length, the camera is going to come down lower. The camera is going to be horizontal. The film will be horizontal to her body. So for a full-length feminine pose, the camera is at her waist height. For a 3/4 length, bring the camera in, that's it. Now it's up to her shoulder height. And if we're going to do a head and shoulder picture, the camera is going to come up over her eyes and look down slightly to her face. And she adjusts her head up and down to the camera height. Now let's change her and face her body towards the light. Basically the same thing. Your left foot forward, weight on the back, pick up this heel. And this time we're going to tip your head to the lower shoulder. And by doing this, if you're a heavy person, we're going to get rid of this heaviness right in through here. This is the basic pose. Camera height, the same thing. Up high for head and shoulders, lower for 3/4, and at waist level, her waist level, for a full length. Notice for a basic pose, the head and the body are turned towards the light, and for a feminine pose, the body is turned away from the light, but the face always turns back to the light. Okay, Barb, we'll do the same thing, the feminine pose and the basic pose, but this time seated. So for the feminine pose, with the light being to our right, you're going to turn your body the other way. I've adjusted this stool already, so when you just rest on the edge, make sure your back foot is on the floor, then you cross this knee over the other one. To give you balance, I'll put this hand out on your knee, and I'm going to lean your body forward and lift you up. Not comfortable, but it looks good. We'll achieve the same light pattern as before on your face. That little small loop, little smile, looking happier that way, and bring your shoulders back a tiny bit. That's it, and lean forward and up. Now if we're going to change this to a basic pose, we'll stand up, we'll face the light this time. All right, have a seat here. Cross your front over your back leg because that gives you a lower back shoulder. And again, we'll lean forward, but this time we're going to tip the head to the lower shoulder. This looks good, as you can see, for both men and women. That's why I call it a basic pose and not a masculine pose. The height of the posing stool for both men and women is critical. What we want to do is set the stool so that when a person crosses the front leg over the back, the leg slopes down just slightly. So I have to raise the stool just a tiny bit. When I cross my front leg over the back and lean forward, everything is moving in this direction. Bob, we're going to make your life a lot easier and mine just a little bit more difficult because I have to bring a posing table with me, but in the long run, it makes everything much simpler. So when you're leaning forward for that feminine pose or the basic pose, to keep this composition going down, I'm going to bring a posing table out and put it under your low shoulder. So you're leaning forward towards the table, your elbow's out and your hand is coming in towards your body. You can cross your knee, that's fine. So for a full face, your body's at a 45. If we're going to go for a 2/3 view, the table will move just a little bit forward. Again, your elbow out and your hand in. We'll bring the light around to that same light pattern that we had before. Always, that table is there just to rest your elbow on, not to put your weight on. And if we're going to do a profile of you, that means once more your body turns to a 45-degree angle to the camera, and the table moves out, so you're leaning in the opposite direction from the way you're turning your face. Now we'll bring the light around to the profile position, and it's that simple about using the posing table. Now if we're going to bring your hands up to your face, let's do this. Let's put the posing table right in front of you, and this time we'll raise it up a couple inches so that when your arms are on the table, your arms are just below the bust line. So we'll do a 2/3 view. We'll pose this hand by bringing the wrist in, put this wrist over the other one, bring the elbow forward just a little bit, lift you up, lean you forward, and bring the light into the pattern that we're always using, the small little loop shadow by your nose. Now don't lean on the table. We're going to lift you up and your eyes over here. If we want to bring your hands up to your face, the only thing I need to do is raise the table just a couple inches. Since you're looking in this direction, I'll bring this hand up to your face, lay this hand inside the other, and there you are. If we're going to do this as a basic pose instead of a feminine pose, let's turn your body once again towards the light. Stand up just for a moment. We're getting a little too close to the light. That's it. Have a seat right here once again. Again, sit on the edge. Let your back foot hit the floor. Cross the front leg over the back. remember, the low shoulder is what goes towards the table. Your elbow out, your hand in. And there's the table in place for the basic pose. Let me just show them how easy it is for a man to pose the same way. I'll have to raise the stool just a tiny bit because of my longer legs. I don't have to cross my legs because they don't show, but I'll bring the table over, let my elbow come out so I'm leaning there, my hand in. You can crop it to show my hands or whatever. Now you have to come over here, Barb, behind the table. That's it. Come over in front of me. Put your arms around me. Give me a big snuggle and a kiss.
Canon recently introduced the PowerShot Pro 70 digital camera. The Pro 70 has been designed to look, feel, and operate like a traditional camera. It draws on elements of the superb EOS SLR camera line, such as large EOS-type grip and familiar command dial. The Pro 70's half-inch 1.68 million pixel CCD sensor yields a maximum resolution of 1,536 by 1,024 pixels. The newly developed sensor produces a vertical-horizontal aspect ratio comparable to that of 35mm cameras. 24-bit depth images are rendered with more than 16.7 million colors, assuring exceptional tonal accuracy and detail. The combination of high resolution and excellent print depth make it possible to produce photographic quality prints as large as 8 by 10 inches. Photographers can choose from either the real-time optical zoom viewfinder or the advanced 2-inch LCD monitor which folds away when not in use. The Power Zoom lens is the equivalent of a 28 to 70mm and 35mm format. The PowerShot has full auto, program, aperture priority, as well as TTL flash modes and features sensitivity up to 400 ISO. Images are captured on a standard 8 MB card, but will be fully compatible with IBM MicroDrive 170 and 340 MB memory cards when they become available later this year. Off the Wall Productions now has available miniature Thinker sets for its entire line of full-size studio sets and systems. The Thinker sets are exact models produced in 1/8 scale, giving the photographer the flexibility to create a wide variety of combinations in substantially less time and more easily than using the full-size systems. Smart photographers will utilize the Thinker sets during client consultations to demonstrate various posing options and involve the client in the design of their portrait. Research has shown the greater the client involvement, the greater the sale. Thinker sets can be ordered directly from Off the Wall Productions. If you've not received your free Posing for Profits 3 video or a copy of their $19.99 catalog, call Off the Wall Productions. Art Leather and GMP have teamed up again to expand their product line for the professional photographer. Just announced and immediately available are their new Futura frames. These feature GMP's easel back frames, which are specifically designed to receive image box mats or Futura album mats to create a unique and elegant presentation. Moldings are available in black, gold, silver, or white. The cost to the photographer has been standardized to $19.50 each, including the choice of mat, easel back, frame, and protective glass. Westcott has just added portable studio kits to its Halo and Apollo product line. Now photographers can achieve professional lighting results with 40% savings. The Portable Studio Kit 1 is offered in both standard and mono versions. In standard version, it consists of a 45-inch round halo and 30-inch silver-white illuminator reflector. The mono version also includes a 30-inch silver-white reflector, while its 45-inch round halo accommodates most standalone monolight flash units. These kits are the ideal setup for the new professional portrait photographer, as well as the ultimate and simple location equipment for the established pro. At a suggested retail price of $119.90, the Westcott Portable Studio represents an incredible value in lighting equipment. In the previous issue of PhotoVision's news briefs, we brought you information about Hasselblad's new CFI generation lenses featuring improved handling, image quality, durability, ergonomics, and electronic connections. From now to June 30th, 1999, Hasselblad is offering you a choice of a free 12, 16, 24, or 32 exposure magazine, or a free PM90 or PM5 prism finder when you buy a new CFI, CFE, or CB lens. For details on this unique promotion, contact your authorized Hasselblad dealer. With the peak season for weddings just around the corner, now is the time to plan to increase sales and profitability in the upcoming months. One often overlooked but highly effective strategy is including traditional bridal sittings as part of your wedding service. A creative bridal portrait sitting can result in sales rivaling an entire candid coverage. Backgrounds by David Mayhew offers an extensive line of elegant canvas and muslin backgrounds specifically designed to transform a basic bridal portrait into a piece of fine art. Also, numerous photographers have shown substantial sales can be made by setting up a mini studio on location for family portraits the day of the wedding. Now is the time to plan and implement these profit-making strategies, and Backgrounds by Mayhew is offering a 10% discount on their entire line of bridal backgrounds to PhotoVision subscribers. Quantum Instruments recently announced the introduction of its new Turbo Z, a supercharged, lightweight, high-capacity power pack for all major brands of portable professional flash. The Turbo Z weighs just 32 ounces and is 30% smaller than the standard Quantum Turbo battery. The Turbo Z is light enough to hang on a camera bracket or easily attaches to your belt with the clip provided. Needing only 3 hours to reach a full capacity charge, the no-memory battery system lets you charge the Turbo Z at any capacity level. A new charging design displays the level of charge from 25 to 100% capacity. The Turbo Z is ideal for photographers who want a very fast recycling combined with a lightweight small unit. Kodak Professional announced it's having a banner year with the introduction of innovative products such as their new family of Portra films, the award-winning DCS 520 digital camera, and their rapidly increasing lab base utilizing their LED direct digital color printers. By far and away, the introduction of the Portra Professional films has been a success story that has taken the industry by storm. Kodak is predicting that during the upcoming wedding season, their new Portra 400 NC and VC films will become the films of choice for all wedding professionals. Supporting this prediction are the film's unique features including reliable ISO rating. It's the first film from any manufacturer that photographers can rate at box speed, even under the most demanding conditions. Unmatched exposure latitude. In field conditions, the new films have been shown to have a full 2 stops latitude for both over and under exposure and still produce prints with strength in the highlights and details in the shadows. Remarkably fine grain and incredible sharpness previously found only in films with a much slower ISO rating. A wide tolerance of mixed illumination, and significant improvement in producing accurate colors and flesh tones. The new family of Portra films all share the same color palette, which means you can mix VC with NC, 400 with 160, all in the same album with excellent results. During the Professional Photographers of America 1999 Marketing and Management Conference, Marathon Press unveiled their latest marketing innovation, preset and custom websites. The new offerings allow photographers to design their own web pages by simply making selections from a menu of background and color options and providing their own photographs, logo, and written copy. Marathon Press then combines these elements to create a complete website, all within 5 working days of receipt of the materials. In addition, Marathon also provides a selection of pre-produced web pages on a variety of client education topics such as how to dress for a portrait, copy and restoration of photographic images, and using portraiture as wall decor. Photographers can also have their Marathon Press printed pieces added to their sites for a more extensive web presence. Many of these add-ons are available at no cost to the photographers who choose to host their websites with Marathon Press. Well, that's a wrap for this issue of PhotoVision. We'll see you next month.